What is going on, YouTube fam, and welcome back to the channel. In today's video, we're going to be reacting to something very special, my GOAT, and why LeBron should really be in the GOAT debate. Man, what a great video I came across, and I'm here to react to y'all. Wait, I think I read that wrong. Should LeBron really be in the GOAT debate? Did I read it wrong, chat? You're telling me that I hope this is not another hate video that we came across here, man. You know what I'm saying? But anywho, with that being said, for those of y'all that probably already know, I'm a really big LeBron fan, man. And on this channel, we've been reacting to some older, classic NBA content, you know what I'm saying? Because that's an era of basketball I didn't get to witness. So if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button so you don't miss any more of those videos. But let's get into this video, you know what I'm saying, on why LeBron should really be in the GOAT debate, right?
LeBron James is one of the most statistically accomplished athletes in the history of professional basketball.
I love this video already.
With a career spanning 2 decades that has seen him dominate in nearly every statistical category. From his scoring prowess and passing acumen to his rebounding and defensive versatility, LeBron's numbers make an indisputable case for him as one of the greatest players of all time.
Exactly.
Yet, when using statistics alone to crown him the greatest of all time, those same numbers can be misleading without broader context. GOAT debates are inherently subjective, obviously, shaped not only by numbers but by the intangibles, historical impact, cultural resonance, and the eras in which players competed. Here, we'll explore why LeBron's stats, while undeniably remarkable, require a closer examination and why they don't necessarily put him in the GOAT debate. But first, if you enjoy NBA breakdowns and analysis, please subscribe to the channel. We are working for that 2,000 sub mark and can't do it without you guys. Also, check out the GOATcast podcast, streaming live every week with guests and some wild takes. Thank you, and now let's get into this. One of LeBron's most celebrated achievements is his unmatched longevity. At years old, as of right now, LeBron remains a high-impact player in the NBA, contributing heavily to his teams, at least on one end of the floor. His ability to sustain elite production over 21 seasons has allowed him to break records for total career points, climb near the top of all-time assists and rebounds lists, and solidify his place in the stats record books. However, longevity inherently inflates cumulative statistics. While this is a testament to LeBron's durability and commitment, career totals are not necessarily reflective of peak dominance. Players like Michael Jordan or Wilt Chamberlain, who retired with fewer seasons under their belts, displayed higher statistical peaks within shorter time spans. For example, Jordan led the league in scoring 10 times compared to LeBron's one scoring title. Chamberlain averaged over 30 points and 22 rebounds per game across his career, which dwarfs LeBron's per-game averages in both categories.
So this guy's saying LeBron's longevity stats are buns?
Statistical achievements are, in part, a product of his longevity. This is not a negative in itself, but raises the question of whether sheer totals, rather than peak dominance, should weigh more in GOAT conversations.
Okay.
LeBron James has played in an era of unprecedented offensive explosion and statistical inflation, driven by rule changes, the advent of advanced analytics, and stylistic shifts in the game. Modern basketball emphasizes pace, three-point shooting, and player-friendly rules that have facilitated offensive growth. Comparatively, in the 1980s and 1990s, defenders could hand-check, and physicality was more tolerated. Players like Jordan and Magic Johnson excelled despite more stringent defensive environments. LeBron's era also introduced rule changes that penalized aggressive defenses, such as freedom of movement rules, leading to higher scoring games and greater opportunities for statistical accumulation.
I don't know how I feel about this take, chat. I'm gonna be real honest. We've been learning about the older eras of basketball, and that older era of basketball had a lot tougher, or not necessarily tougher, but like a lot of rules were different in that era of basketball. And I mean, this guy's saying that this newer era is so much easier. But if you look back in the 80s and whatnot, especially, they were running kind of the same scores that they're running now in modern day NBA, chat. I forget what two teams it was, but they ran like 180 points each back in the 80s, and that's the world record of like points in a game, you know what I'm saying? So I don't know if I necessarily agree with what this guy's saying at the moment, but I'm gonna let him finish what he's saying, and I want y'all to let me know down below.
The league's average pace.
Let me know down below about if you think, this newer era is just so much easier.
Possessions per game is significantly higher now than in past eras, creating more opportunities for points, assists, and rebounds. For example, Wilt Chamberlain and Oscar Robertson played in the high-paced 1960s, and their inflated stats are often scrutinized as a product of their era. By the same logic, LeBron's stats must also be contextualized within a modern era that favors offensive production.
Yeah, I'd definitely say that this era offers, or definitely is like more focused on offense than defense. And I've seen a lot of clips, you know what I'm saying, of people just not guarding their mans, bro. Very simple. In this era, more than back then. So I'll give it that, definitely. But I still think, the rule changes and all of that is a big
While LeBron's
impact
raw
on this.
statistics are undeniably impressive, efficiency is another crucial metric in evaluating greatness. LeBron boasts impressive shooting percentages throughout his career, particularly around the rim, where his combination of size, speed, and skill make him nearly unstoppable. However, efficiency can vary significantly depending on the context. One glaring inefficiency in LeBron's game is his free throw shooting, where he has a career percentage of around 73%, compared to other all-time greats like Michael Jordan, 83%, or Kobe Bryant, 84%.
Yeah, LeBron's is pretty good, but I guess compared to Kobe and Jordan, it's not. There's a whole 10% there.
A noticeable flaw, especially for a player often tasked with closing games. While LeBron has improved his three-point shot, he remains streaky from long range. His career three-point percentage hovers around league average, 34 to 35%, lagging behind sharpshooters like Stephen Curry or even Jordan in specific seasons.
Okay, so here I paused the video for y'all, you know what I'm saying, so we can take in these stats. It looks like these were also the seasons where he averaged the most 3 points. Huh.
Efficiency also extends to decision-making in clutch moments, where critics argue that LeBron sometimes defers too much, opting to pass rather than take the game-winning shot. While this unselfishness reflects his basketball IQ, detractors argue that it can dampen his case as the GOAT, as the title is often associated with players who embrace and thrive in pressure-packed situations.
OG All-Star game.
One of the most debated aspects of LeBron's career is his clutch performance. While he has delivered iconic playoff performances such as his Game 6 masterpiece against Boston in 2012 and the 2016 Finals Game 7 block on Andre Iguodala, critics contend that he lacks the consistency in clutch moments displayed by other GOAT candidates. LeBron has missed game-winning shots in the playoffs or deferred to teammates in key moments, fueling a narrative that he doesn't have the killer instinct of Jordan or Kobe. For instance, Jordan's 6 NBA Finals MVP awards and perfect 6-0 Finals record are often cited as the gold standard of clutch dominance. LeBron's Finals record, 4-6, raises questions about his ability to deliver on the biggest stage.
What? Okay, so this was a trick video I saw. Then is this guy really trying to tell me LeBron shouldn't even be in this debate then?
While reaching 10 finals is impressive, the argument often revolves around whether winning fewer championships diminishes his case.
Right.
Statistically, LeBron's clutch performance, defined as the last 5 minutes of a game within 5 points, is strong. But GOAT moments are often about narrative and perception. Moments like Jordan's flu game or his iconic game-winning shot against the Utah Jazz in 1998 carry an emotional resonance that transcends numbers. Championships are one of the most heavily weighted criteria in GOAT discussions, especially for me. And this is an area where LeBron's numbers can be misleading. His finals appearances, 10, are remarkable, but his record, 4-6, invites scrutiny when compared to other greats. Jordan's 6-0 finals record with 6 finals MVPs is often cited as the benchmark of championship success.
I'm going to give y'all Jordan fans the hottest take of all time. And here's what I'm going to say, right? Jordan did 2 3-peat finals wins, right? He won, what, was it 91 to 93? And it was like 95 to 98, right? He had two eras where he won 3 rings back to back each time, right? 6 total. LeBron, on the other hand, yes, he's what 4-6 or something like that. He's lost more and he's won less. Yes, so obviously Jordan wins those stats there. But the time that LeBron won all those rings, first off, he won them with different teams, right? So he's able to work with a lot of different people, right? But he's had to fight such different competition every single finals that he won, right? He won it back then with the Heat, then with the Cavs, then with the Lakers. But man, like all those teams, like they're all completely different years. Jordan won these back-to-back years, so it's the same competition, chat. Do we think that's made it easier for Jordan to win these rings? LeBron had to lose a lot to win. You know what I'm saying? He had a lot of different teams to play against that were tough. Do you understand what I'm trying to say here? That's kind of something I noticed. Is that necessarily true? No. And I mean, obviously Jordan comes on top with those stats there. But I feel like definitely LeBron played some different competition that Jordan may have not have, Chad.
I know that's not the most.
Down below.
Bill Russell's 11 championships in 13 seasons remain unparalleled, though critics argue they came in a smaller, less competitive league. Say what you want. LeBron's finals losses are sometimes attributed to weaker supporting casts. Of course, 2007 against the Spurs, 2015 without Kyrie and Kevin Love. But he has also faced criticism for underperforming in certain series. We all know which one. While his 4 championships are a testament to his greatness, the losses complicate the narrative, especially when GOAT debates often focus on winning at the highest level.
I mean,
and that should always be your number one criteria in this type of debate.
Defensive decline.
In his prime, LeBron James, one of the most versatile defenders in NBA history, capable of guarding all 5 positions. And when I say capable, I do not mean that he was a lockdown defender at each position. With his size and lateral movement, in reality, he could guard most positions or all positions. Could he guard them well? That's a whole different.
He could? He absolutely can. He's LeBron James. How in the world can he not? You're telling me LeBron can't play all positions on the court? Of course he can. Of course he can. Of course he can.
Discussion, and we'll make that at some point down the line. However, as his career has progressed, his defensive impact has definitely waned. Advanced metrics like defensive box plus minus show a decline in LeBron's defensive contributions in recent years, where it seems like he conserves energy just to play offense. Compared to players like Jordan, who won a Defensive Player of the Year and was consistently a lockdown defender, or Kobe, who made 12 all-defensive teams, LeBron's defensive resume is slightly less impressive, as we've covered on this channel. Two-way dominance is a critical factor in GOAT debates. And while LeBron's defensive decline is understandable given his age and workload, it complicates his case as the greatest all-around player.
I mean, you missed the shot, but LeBron.
And I know there are people out there saying, oh, well, what about Wizards Jordan?
Ooh, let's see what are the stats here with Wizards Jordan. So depending on his age. Okay.
Case closed. Ultimately, the GOAT debate is inherently subjective, shaped by personal biases, generational preferences, and the criteria individuals prioritize.
And I'll say I'm definitely a big LeBron fan, as y'all know, just because of that era that I watched. You know what I'm saying? I watched LeBron during this finals. I watched LeBron on the Heat, on the Cavs, on the Lakers. I've always been watching LeBron. So he's always been my GOAT, in my opinion. But obviously, studying and learning those older NBA generations has brought me to realize that, you know what I'm saying, Jordan comes out on top when it comes to numbers and stats, man. He came here to win the game, and that's what Jordan did. But yeah, let's keep it going with this video. I've been liking the video, but there's definitely been some LeBron slander here that I'm not the biggest fan of, chat.
LeBron's stats are undeniably remarkable, but they represent only one piece of the puzzle. When contextualized within the broader framework of basketball history, other factors such as dominance, intangibles, and cultural impact complicate the narrative. But let's stick with dominance before we get out of here. Shouldn't the GOAT or greatest player have accumulated a solid block of dominance through their peak years? I mean, Bill Russell had the 60s. Wilt and Kareem, I guess, had the 70s, and this might be why both Wilt and Kareem take a hit on their GOAT status due to never really dominating a decade as far as winning. But this is a conversation for another time. Bird and Magic obviously dominated the 80s. Jordan had the 90s. Duncan and Kobe had the 2000s.
And this one too.
And LeBron had the 2010s.
Absolutely, man.
Or did he?
What?
Since the GOAT debate always filters down to Michael Jordan and LeBron James, really and truthfully, how dominant were they once they reached the pinnacle, which is the NBA Finals? Michael Jordan through the 90s won 6 championships, as we know, and lost none. During that 10-year span, 4 teams won championships. Of course, the Bulls, the Pistons, the Rockets, and the Spurs. So during Mike's peak run, 3 other teams ate on his watch. But Mike didn't play 94 or 99 due to retirement. And if you say he quit, please see yourself out of this video. I won't give Mike a pass for not playing a whole season in 95. So in reality, 2 teams ate on Mike's watch. Yeah, 2. So Isaiah Thomas and Hakeem Olajuwon was able to hug that trophy while Jordan went home empty-handed. That's a pretty dominant decade. Great run, but the outcome was inevitable at that time. Now for LeBron, I won't penalize him for 2007. So 2010s, when LeBron started his championship run, saw 6 different champions. So 5 teams ate during LeBron's watch. The Los Angeles Lakers, Dallas Mavericks, San Antonio Spurs, Golden State Warriors, and Toronto Raptors. Kobe Bryant, Dirk Nowitzki, Tim Duncan, Stephen Curry, Kevin Durant, and Kawhi Leonard.
A lot of hard teams, and they were all winning. Yet LeBron won a while ago with the Cavs, a while ago with the Heat, little later with the Lakers, and a little later with the Cavs, and then again with the Lakers, you know what I'm saying? So he had to fight all these different players. Back then it was Kobe and Dirk, and when he was playing on the Heat, he had to play Kawhi. And then when he came back to the Cavs, he had to play Curry, man. Like, Jordan fought the same competition as, at least those 3 years and the next 3 years. You know what I'm saying? That's going to be my take on y'all. I want to hear y'all's opinions down below.
All had some good eating during LeBron's peak, which means the old guard were able to take one home and the new guard was able to start their legacies, all while LeBron watched empty-handed. So you can spin it and talk about how one went to 8 straight NBA Finals. Impressive, but only took 3 trophies home throughout a 10-year span. Or you can say how another guy won 6, three-peating twice while winning them in a 10-year span. Or 2 of those years, he didn't even play. I think we can see how numbers can skew the reality of history when it comes to these greats. LeBron James' stats are a testament to his extraordinary talent, longevity, and versatility. However, numbers alone cannot fully capture what makes a player the GOAT. Factors such as peak dominance, era-specific challenges, efficiency, clutch performance, championships, and cultural impact all play a role in shaping the debate. While LeBron has a case, his numbers must be analyzed in context, and they alone cannot, let me repeat that, they alone cannot definitively put him in the GOAT debate.
What?
Because as we know, that debate has been over for over 20 years.
For over 20 years?
But that's just me. I'm sure some will come with pitchforks. Nowhere in here do I say LeBron James is a bad player.
Okay.
Nowhere in here do I say he isn't one of the greats. However, I do point out that just throwing out numbers doesn't and can't tell the full story. And to be honest, I'm tired of this debate. I actually have a video coming soon on why I'm starting to realize how silly this whole GOAT debate really is. how it is the equivalent of running around in circles.
I mean,
Either way, what do you think? Do numbers in certain aspects need more context to truly tell the story of who these guys are?
yeah.
Let me know in the comment section below. Also, if
I'd definitely say that, you know what I'm saying, I agree with him with the take of the numbers, you know what I'm saying, it can definitely skew some things. And watching it for yourself is the best way to learn about the basketball. And honestly, I didn't need someone to convince me that Jordan was the GOAT. Watching Jordan throughout on my channel, watching all his, post moves, defense, his mid-range, his finals, clutchness, and all that, you don't need much. There's not really anyone that needs to convince it to you. Just seeing it yourself shows you Jordan comes out on top when it comes to numbers and whatnot. Now, obviously, that's kind of what he was trying to show in this video, and he made that point. So I'll humble myself and say, all due respect, Jordan is the GOAT, man. You already know that. But LeBron is still a strong and solid player, and there's definitely some angles that if y'all see it my way, man, y'all see how LeBron might have beat Jordan. Maybe in those categories, but definitely not all. Okay, y'all gotta give, my guy some slack. But with that being said, this is the end of the video, man. So if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button so you don't miss any more of the content that we're reacting to on this channel, man. Hit that like button if y'all like my reaction to this video, you know what I'm saying, and comment down below more videos that y'all want me to react to, man. So with that being said, I hope y'all have a good rest of your day.